That's how it is. And yeah, it failed Chaos getting wrecked by Ogres in Green Mountain Joe.
Yeah. So Dragon Loop's got his win.
And we got X-Ghost and Abram, the Orcs and the Dwarf, playing a probably very exciting 1-1 draw. So this
Thrill a minute.
So that's half the game played. So they still have a couple of games to go in Iron Joe. So if you pop on to Anky Panky, which look like we got the same 2 games played. We got Punchu winning with Amazon so Wood Elf.
Yeah.
Pretty decent. Punchu, or we can check the website we're looking at is his website, by the way, with the Spike and Spikebot and everything.
Lovely.
It's a lovely little tool, helpful. What is Ongun playing? Anybody remember? I have no clue what that V is for.
It's the one thing, that these could do with, isn't it? Is an easy reminder as to what everyone's got.
Yeah, I could find my. I'll find the drawer and then can fast look it up. So Ongun was playing Undead. So of course, it's Undead versus another Amazon team playing 1-1.
Okay.
How many interceptions did you have in Dwarf versus Orcs? So yeah, another division with 2 games played is Fungus Loon, or Resident Elven Union division, I think it is, with 3 Elven Union teams.
Oh wow! Well, I mean, they're lovely in this rule set, aren't they? They get some nice toys.
So we had one of the Elven Union playing a 2-2 with Lizards.
Yep.
And we had Wolfbach, my clanmates, playing against Bretonians and winning 1-0 with the second of the 3.
The 3 pro elf teams.
Oh, I can see the races in the standings. It's a little bit easier to see, actually. Just spotted icons on the standing is slightly understandable.
Absolutely.
And apparently Pucky is not ready. Has not games been played in Pucky then? Nope. I will imagine no games has been played in Pucky.
No,
yeah, that one
Pucky
didn't
has
load for
empty.
me. I think, there's no games in that one.
But we have in Krieg we have a ton of games played. They're already in round 2. So we had first round we had Diamlord winning over Tor. So that's Diamlord playing Orcs, and what is Thor playing? Vampires? Is that Vampires or something? Where is that division?
Helsinki Verkulo, they're the second bottom. That looks like a vampire, but I don't know the BB2 icons as well.
No, me neither. Yeah, Vampires.
Yeah.
And Bigotin.
That's always a brave pick. Up at the UKTC, I've faced a vampire team with no rerolls. And 5 vampires. It was terrifying, but obviously very, very fragile. I like to think we beat that team together, me and him.
I literally had that against Heartsbane, my Fouling Norse, and he had 5 pro and 1 blodge vampire, and I removed 5 of his team, and he removed 6 of his team.
Yeah, I think that was the build I was facing. There were 5 of them in the pro, but there was no rerolls.
Yeah. The game, and he had Cheney.
Yes.
And the game was over in 45 minutes.
Well, mine never are, and I did a bit of surreptitious timing up at the UKTC, and I'm not taking as long as my opponents, but my games always seem to go to time. Is it rude to ask for a clock in the first 5 minutes, do you think?
I was about to say I can know some. I'm having a chess clock in my bag, and if I go to tournaments, I could mention a couple of players I will ask to play with clock from the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I'd just say, you would say something like, I'm a really slow player, it's all right to go on the clock.
Yeah, but that's duplicitous like hell, but yes, you could. It had occurred to me. So what's this one? Oh, Triple Skull up at the top. Wow, there's a player.
Yeah, so we had Bigotin winning the Underworld versus Skaven, winning the Reds off. We had
Mhm.
Hawker coming back with a win against
Yeah.
with another Elf Union team, and then we had Hellboys humans playing 1-1 with Triple Skull Stark Elf in first round, but they already played 2 games of the second round.
Yeah, they have.
Which is mental. So we have Skaven and the Hellboys humans playing 1-1. And Triple Skull's Dark Elf absolutely destroying some Pro Elf with 3-0.
Yeah.
But I think
Well, I mean,
Triple Skull wants to do better than the leaping Kislev experience. And hopefully it'll slightly better friends with the interface this season around as well.
Had a lovely game at the NAFC against a guy who was doing really, really well with his slan. And he attacked me and let me get... I think I was dwarfing it. Yeah, I was dwarfing it. Got my ball in my cage, started rolling it forwards. And you could just see after about 4 turns he looked and he went... Because he had a leaping catcher with guard, obviously.
Yeah.
And he looked and he went, you've got 4 guards around, but I can't, it's not going to work, is it? He literally said that. His whole plan was leap in and then use the guard. So whatever cage they've got, I can pop it.
Yeah.
And of course, that's still possible. You just have to pull the cage apart a little bit, but he lacked the belief.
It's definitely harder.
Oh, well, so that one's Creek has only just begun. We've only just begun.
Yeah. And we have a week, but to be fair, with the 2-week deadline, we still got a week of this round, so
Yeah.
there's plenty of time for people to get up. But we have one of the new coaches, KFoged, playing 1-1.
Yes, I know Kithel a bit.
Yes, he plays a lot of tabletop, so nice to see him play with
Yes,
Strider.
I think I've played him on tabletop. He's a very good player.
Yep. And plays with Strider and the rest of the Swiss guy.
Yep.
So lovely to have him in a very mixed race. We have quite a few divisions, which is 8 different teams, which is always fun.
Yeah, that's ideal, really, isn't it? Although you don't desperately want to limit people in what they take.
No, I'm decided not. I'm not going to, because that's not. It's kind of conflicting with the idea of letting people be better at what they want to play.
Yeah.
So that's why we got
And
8 Pro Elf teams.
We're going to see a lot of Pro Elves at Eurobowl as well. So for the people that are here to practice for tournaments like that,
Yes.
it's good to hit them a few times.
I mean, I do think under that rule set, Bretonians are very good too. But as I said, they can get bow, which obviously you can't on BB2.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Pro and Bretonians are going to be the new necromantic. The team that people don't expect everyone to have, but absolutely everyone.
No, I think everybody expects everybody expects people to have Pro Elves now, after seeing the amount of Pro Elves already in the different tournaments. So Pro Elf expected. I would expect most Eurobowl teams to have Pro Elf in humans.
Have most of them brought Eldril?
No,
Or
it's
Eldril,
it's a fun mix of bags.
Well, that's why it's really good to see Besters make Team England, because he's been playing Pro Elves for a long time, but they've never been good for that kind of top rule set. So I could well expect him to be taking Pro Elves.
I would be quite surprised if he's not playing Pro Elves.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else really claims it, do they? And he's good anyway, and it's a good rule set.
Yeah. I will make absolutely all the sense in the world.
Yeah, good pick that. I'm pleased for him as well.
Yeah.
How do they choose who gets what race? Does the captain just sort of allocate, or is it all discussive, or does?
I think it's come down to the captain how he wants to run it.
It's down. Yeah, technically it's the captain's choice, but there is always a discussion.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm pretty sure he also picked some. Pete will have picked some with some teams in mind. I cannot believe he's not picked Besters with Pro Elf in mind.
I completely agree. Like Nippy Longscar, for example, is a very good dwarf player, and he often makes the team as a dwarf specialist to free guys like Gegster up to then play Amazons and things like that. So there's always some thinking behind it. England are quite set in their team selections compared to some other countries as well, which I
Yes.
think makes it a bit easier.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we have a team. We also have division, and the Crazy Eagle, mainly CCL division, played all first round already as well.
Yeah, that's and 4 wins and 4 losses, so that's already putting some distance between, isn't it?
We had the
Round 2 is going to be interesting. See if that pulls apart even more.
Yeah, Kemry. We had Zebros Kemry killing Jimmy's Wood Elves. We had the Chaos Dwarf of Justitium taking down Troik. He was not in division. It's just sad to not be in division with Mark.
No, not at all. I spent too much of my life with him. This
He was-
weekend, I'm going up to the tournament. He's not this weekend. This weekend is a London tournament. But in early March, he's doing a tournament in the Midlands, and I'm heading up for that. He's a lovely chap, but I don't have to play all my games in the same tournament as him.
And at least you've gone drawn in you're the 2 last, so you couldn't get into the division together. By that state, we have Calcium North.
Yeah, it's an interesting division of personalities, isn't it?
Yeah,
So you've got Jimmy, you've got Calcium, and you've got Mark, and obviously we'll be talking about it on the podcast at some point, I'm sure,
and
that he does with me.
And Shawnee is not a quiet boy either. Sean 80.
No,
with big
indeed.
cave grows, Brexit halfman.
Big streamer, big personality. I was watching him earlier today, actually. He's, again, a very, very fine blood bowler.
Seabros is a young Danish guy streaming as well.
I'm a huge Calcium fan. I'm really glad he's in. I happen to think he's a very nice human being.
He's
He wears his heart right out on his sleeve, and it gets him in all sorts of trouble. But you know, he's a lovely guy that's not afraid to feel things and say what he thinks, and that's.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's an interesting division. So you have them. You have Seabros is a young Danish guy that streams as well. Plays pretty well. Justitium doesn't stream, but play pretty darn well.
Yeah,
it's one of the best French coaches I know.
Yes, I've played Justitium several times, and he is an extremely good player.
And you got Calcium and Sean, and you got 2 more quiet people, but both Good Time and Paul is consistently in the top of the CCL.
Is it 2 out of each division?
Yes.
This time that make the playoffs. I'd be amazed if Justitium isn't one of those 2.
Yeah, we did.
I'd put a large chunk of money on it, and if I had to pick a second, I mean, despite loving Calcium and thinking he is, what I love about him particularly is that there's no side to him. If he says something, it's what he thinks. He doesn't kiss anyone's ass. He doesn't, he just is who he is. I think it'll be Sean.
It's a hard start.
I'd love it to be Mark. I can see it being Jimmy. He's a very good player, but I think Sean's better.
I can see it be anybody of that division.
Justitium for one pick, and if I had to make a second, it would be Sean. But you wouldn't surprise me with any of the others. And as I said, there's names there I don't know. You're telling me are very good too. So that should be an absolutely cracker, that division. And lots of streaming. And lots of screaming.
Yeah, there should be a lot of screaming and screaming from this one, which is always good fun. We like that. And it's because the tiebreaker is actually head-to-head, but Spike doesn't do head-to-head well. We can set it up, but it doesn't do it.
Right.
And after that, it will be random, so the positions doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So we're going 2-1-0 this year and this season with head-to-head because we're playing round robin. So it'll be annoying losing to somebody you beat.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I read all the rules and everything beforehand. Honest, but
it's a long time ago.
Why did we go to 2 points, or was it 2 points last season? I just didn't realize.
It was 3 points last season. I changed it back down because people were complaining that people got too big holes. With 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, 2 points does mean that it's more recoverable if there's a problem, doesn't it? I suppose.
So now we're trying 2 points, and because we will get more tiebreakers, I hate all tiebreakers. I decided just be random after the head-to-head.
Sure.
Because again, if you end on similar points with somebody you actually beat, I think you should go on top of that person at least.
Yes, I think that's probably true. The difficulty then is if you get 3 people on the same points and they've beaten each other in a round.
Yeah, then we're back to tiebreakers.
Yeah.
And we're back rolling dice because that's what we do. And all the other tiebreakers is shit anyway. Potentially goals against. I do kind of like triple skull is seem to be leaning against goals against as the first tiebreaker, which I can see. That could work for me as well.
The reason I don't like goals against is that sometimes I like to defend by forcing the early score.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I bitterly resent every score against me, but sometimes it just makes sense to let them through and push them in.
Yeah.
And the last division has been updated. Now
Ooh.
we got 2 people with a win. We got
Fabulous.
Yeah, but there's no shame in losing to the one most people think is also going on from the division show.
So, yeah, in this division, obviously the name of KFoged leaps out. He's apparently all right at Blood Bowl, I've heard.
He's fucking terrible. He didn't even place a Water Bowl. Spent the whole weekend there. Didn't get even on the league sheet.
I did spend a shitload of time typing in results, though.
Did you?
We're 112 people. It take a surprising time on typing in 50 plus tables.
Yeah. But after all that practice you had for TakleZone Star Divisions last season, an absolute pro.
Well, I don't expect to get out with a race. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I shall have some fun this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This Outgrim is playing Dark Elf, which is favorable, I think, in this division. I think we did pick Hargrim to go on from this one.
I think we did, yeah.
Because Dark Elf is just good against everything, and the rest is a bit of a...
Yes, I'm not sure I've got good answers to Dark Elf problems.
No, I don't think most teams has in this division, which is the whole problem. But talking about that, I think Eva is ready to play our games and we can finish the round.
Fantastic.